Not really. Obviously, people are leaving the major metro areas. So if you look at the listings we have in LA, half the people who put their property on the market are leaving the area. But we've still seen enough demand that prices haven't fallen even in the big cities. But there's obviously more demand in rural places and small towns across the middle of America.
And to what extent is the rising house price data that we just referenced only reliant on the lack of supply versus other macro factors that could keep it supported kind of regardless of any blips?
Well, interest rates are rock bottom. The stock market is roaring. So you have the professional class able to move anywhere in the United States with nothing to spend their money on except for housing. And so you also have really strong demand. If we had more inventory, we would have more sales. I have never seen such low inventory. In Austin, there are people bringing lawn chairs to open houses because the wait is so long to get in. In Salt Lake City, the wait list is 90 deep. You have got people buying houses sight unseen across the country. That is especially prevalent in Phoenix, where lots of snowbirds are moving. It has been the frothiest market I've ever seen.
So frothy means that eventually it could come to an end, Glenn, or that if it's a bubble, it could pop, or so how does this end? Does it end when vaccines come and people sort of go back to some form of normalcy?
Well, I think it's a longer term trend than that, because 60% of people earning over $100,000 a year are able to work anywhere they want in the United States. That is not going to end when there is a vaccine or when people are able to go back to restaurants and schools and the office. Many people are going to work 3 or 4 hours away from the office. Some are going to work an entire time zone away. So I do think there's a long-term trend. If you look at 1950s USA, about 7% of Americans moved across the country. That declined to 4% in 2010 after the great financial crisis. In 2020, it was 8%. So we've got this great, beautiful land, and people are moving all across the country. And that is going to be something that extends beyond just the summer or 2021. But at some point, we will have a return to normalcy. At some point, all the sales that we're taking in now will be sales we don't get later.
Then what about the potential structural shifts still possible in the industry for companies like yours, like Zillow and others? What percentage of transactions are still taking place with traditional brokers versus companies like your own?
Well, Redfin and Zillow are different. I've always got to make that distinction. They're mostly selling ads to traditional real estate agents. They're also making instant offers, but Redfin is a brokerage. So the big difference here is that people are looking online to see how they can tour a house in Montana or Utah or Wyoming, and they aren't calling a real estate agent they already know. So the fact that we can offer tours on demand at the click of a button through your iPhone has been a major boon, and we've been able to take share. Our challenge is just getting enough real estate agents on board. We have been hiring like crazy. We're trying to get 3,000 people over the next 3 months.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.